A very good morning to you. You're watching Sky News Breakfast. With us this morning to discuss the papers and the top stories, former editor, The Daily Star is Dawn Neeson, and political editor at Huffington Post UK is Kevin Schofield. Thank you so much for joining us. Looking rather festive.
You've put me to shame. You've put me to shame, Dawn. Look at, how festive does Dawn look?
Socks on. As you know,
I don't even have Christmas socks on.
Okay,
Sorry.
we welcome all.
I do apologise.
We do have so much to get through, Dawn.
Yes, we do.
Shall we kick off with the Mail? And we featured this earlier in the programme, the King's speech, and it's going to have this very sustainability theme ahead of it. But tell me what the Mail are focusing on.
Yeah, which no one's surprised about, and I have to say it's the world's worst headline. It's just a word soup. Eco-activist King's Green Christmas Day message, blah, 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 whatever. He's putting sustainability at the heart of his annual address, beside a palace tree adorned with environmentally friendly decorations, which, let's be honest, normally look a bit rubbish, don't they?
There are lots of oranges.
Yeah, it's not that sparkly. And it's, we know that Charles has been a big supporter of green issues for a long, long time. I mean, his entire life. This is, the
it's front and centre for him, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of like the standard joke about him chatting to trees and plants and things like that. But it is lovely, and it's the precise contents we can't reveal because it's a closely guarded secret.
Our reporter, Alice Porter, said the first country will be Australia at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So we will be able to get
a
sneak
closely
peek.
guarded secret.
Indeed.
So, remember that year it was leaked by one newspaper, wasn't it? Can't remember who it was now, a few years ago.
That's right. Well, there was a huge scandal over
Yes, absolutely, it was leaked. Any case,
So,
we know he's got oranges in his tree. Looks very festive. We know it's going to be sustainability, and I love this bit there, Leah. It's like it's going to make a timely point about living more sustainably to millions of viewers tuning in. This is a man who has 7 palaces, 10 castles, 12 homes, and 14 ancient ruins. Not the most sustainable lifestyle, really, is it?
Well, there'll be lots of people that will say, good for you, but,
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the Queen always steered clear. It was always steered clear of politics. And Charles is supposed to, but we know that this is his passion, and he tries to find his way.
It's part of his whole life.
Totally.
So it's hard.
I don't think anyone will be annoyed at him for doing it. I mean, we kind of know where he's coming from, don't we?
Just have some fun with it. But people will be going, how many castles has he got exactly on Christmas Day? But we're all going to watch it, aren't we? I mean, it's one of the traditions. I mean, I love Christmas, as you can see.
Yes.
I love Christmas, and it's one of the traditions is watching what used to be the Queen's speech, now the King's speech.
Yeah.
Going to be glued to it.
Yep, it's going to be here on Sky News at 3 o'clock, so do tune in once you've finished the turkey. Let's move on then to the Sunday Telegraph, Kevin, because the new Foreign Secretary, Lord Cameron, has been speaking, and he's not happy with Iran.
No, he's not, and a sort of marked change in tone, really, in terms of the UK's approach to Iran. He's pointing out effectively that Iran, via its proxies, as he says, Hamas, Hezbollah, is a real danger to world peace. And I think it's safe to say that since he's become Foreign Secretary, it was a huge surprise, obviously, when he came back. He has made the political weather. He's been quite high profile, which is probably one of the reasons that he was brought back, because of his experience, give a bit of gravitas to the cabinet, I think. He's given this article to the Telegraph, and it's, as I say, it's another maybe shift in the language as far as the UK government is concerned, and we're heading into Christmas, heading into the New Year, and there's still no real prospect, unfortunately, of a long-term peace, certainly, or even a short-term cessation at the moment between Israel and Hamas. And clearly, Lord Cameron is looking to make that a major priority in the year ahead.
Yeah, he's saying that the threat of Iran is one of the 5 significant crises the world is facing. So we'll be focusing on that, I'm sure, in the weeks and months to come. But the other big story, closer to home, is the doctor's strike, the junior doctor's strike, rather, Dawn.
Indeed.
And I was reading yesterday how the strikes will mean for lots of patients that they will have to spend longer in hospital. But this is going to run and run, isn't it?
It is, unfortunately. It's just the front page of the Sunday Times today, and they have an interview with the head of NHS England, Richard Meddings, who took over the role in March, I believe. He's a former banker. And he's hitting the ground running, saying he's actually come out and said, we can't continue like this. I mean, we had 3 days of strikes last week. We have 6 days of strikes coming up on January the 3rd, which is going to affect millions of us. I mean, we know that there are 7.7 million of us already waiting for operations and appointments. And Richard Meddings is coming out and saying, we can't carry on like this. It's the busiest period of the year, as we all know at this year. We've all got coughs and sniffles and things. And he goes, the big worry is, like, during the pandemic, it put people off going to hospital during the COVID times, because this is having the same effect. People are not going to hospital because they don't think they're going to get seen, probably won't do. And that means that longer term conditions might develop, like cancer and heart disease. So people aren't bothering. I mean, it's just a personal story, but yesterday I sort of like cough was getting really rather bad. I've had pneumonia in the past, Leah. Husband said, right, we need to get you to A&E, get a chest x-ray, etc., etc. And even me, who's had pneumonia in the past, was going, I don't really think we should, because, the strike just finished, there's a new one coming, so many people are waiting. You don't want to bother them. And it's like,
it won't just be you, there'll be lots of people.
Absolutely. And, I'm fine, Leah, but lots of people. So the message is really, you should go. If you've got anything you're worried about, please go. I mean, just maintain.
Really important point, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Let's move on to the Sunday Mirror. Their front page, then, Kevin, is all about this joke. Apparently, the Home Secretary made during a private reception at Downing Street.
Yeah.
He was joking about giving his wife this date rape.
Yeah.
Which, of course, there has been a statement from his office saying that it was a joke,
He
ironic joke. He apologises, and stressing, I suppose, that was a private conversation. But nonetheless, it's the front page of the Sunday Mirror.
Yeah, so the Sunday Mirror say, normally these types of conversations at a number 10 reception are off the record. However, they're saying in the circumstances, given that earlier in the same day, remarkably, he had talked about, or the government had announced an initiative with his name attached to it as Home Secretary, that they would be cracking down on spiking, which is obviously a growing issue and traumatic for people who are the victims of it. So for the Home Secretary to then make a joke about it, now his officer described it as an ironic joke, but even still, I think in the circumstances, so the Sunday Mirror took the decision to publish it and go with the story. Now clearly this has angered the Home Secretary's office. I think that comes across in the statement from them. But I think that the Mirror are right to reveal this, and it shows a lack of sensitivity, political nous from James Cleverly, and it's not the first time that his choice of language has got him into trouble. Obviously, we know what he described, or hasn't denied, calling the Rwanda scheme. We can't say it on television, but it was a rude word. And also he shouted across the chamber at a Labour MP during Prime Minister's questions. So his mouth does get him into trouble, and this is another example of it. Now, I don't think it's going to be, famous last words, I don't think it's going to be career-threatening, but again, it's another political row that not just James Cleverly could do without, but the government.
Yeah, and standards are really important.
Absolutely, and it's just a really, really bad look.
Well, the other big one then that we wanted to discuss, Christmas Day tomorrow.
Yes.
It's not going to be a white Christmas. And the Sunday Telegraph talking about the opposite, Dawn, because it's actually going to be really quite warm.
It's a white hot Christmas.
Goodness
and
me.
it's
so weird.
not right. I'm sorry. I want snow. I want blue skies. I want Santa and the
My
reindeer.
kids keep asking for it. When's the snow coming?
I know.
Because we've been brought up with that tradition. I mean, actually.
There's been some in Scotland.
Yes, on the hill.
On top of the Kegels.
This is true.
If you're willing, to put in the legwork, you can find it.
They have snow on top of the Cairngorms in blooming August. Come on, that's not helping. In any case, it's going to be our. We could wake up to the hottest Christmas day in 100 years.
What are we trying to? What will make it the hottest?
Well, it's going to be. they're predicting 14 degrees centigrade, or in old money, that's 57 degrees Fahrenheit. And the small chance of matching or exceeding the hottest Christmas day ever, which was 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's recorded in Devon. The average December daytime temperature is normally around 7 degrees. So it is very, very warm. And it's going to rain as well, just to add to our woes.
Yeah, I think on Boxing Day there'll be sunshine.
They say that's the best day to go for a walk.
Yeah.
You know, when you go out for the family walk.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right when you go out at this time of year, on Christmas Day especially.
No,
and
Santa's
it's
going to be wearing
warm.
shorts.
He's
with
going to
an
be
umbrella.
roasting. He's going to be roasting in his red outfit. That's for sure.
Well, this is the thing. We'll be talking a bit more about Santa's journey later, so do stay tuned. But for now, Dawn, Kevin, really lovely to have your company, and we'll be catching up a little bit later.
Thank you
so much.